Welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where for today's 10, we're suggesting a fix for 10 clubs who have issues on the pitch this January. Let's get straight to it. 10. Roma. Boulaye Dia. Roma have the issue of seeing their stars starting to age out, not least Edin Dzeko, who turns 35 this year. Whilst the Bosnian is still performing to a high standard, having netted 7 times so far this campaign, his underlying numbers have been steadily declining for a few years, with his shots per game dropping from 4.8 in 16-17 to 2.8 this season. And with no real backup, Real Madrid loanee Houssem Aouar has scored just 3 times in 10 matches. Roma need to look at a permanent move for a striker as soon as possible. Rennes's Boulaye Dia has attracted interest from across the continent after 10 goals in 15 starts this campaign, and the Giallorossi should throw their hat into the ring for him too. The only player to outscore the 24-year-old in Ligue 1 this campaign is Kylian Mbappe, although his club may be hesitant to sell as they hover just above the relegation zone. But if Reims are forced into a sale this month, Dia is valued at just €12 million on Transfermarkt, and Roma will be hard pushed to find someone who is better value for money on the market. 9. Borussia Dortmund. Dominik Livakovic. Roman Burki has now been number 1 for Borussia Dortmund since 2015, and this season has seen a drop in his performances. The Swiss stopper has kept just 4 clean sheets in the opening 14 fixtures, as Dortmund have conceded almost 4 goals more than expected. And whilst Burki has had a strong couple of seasons, between 2015 and 2018, he conceded 16 more goals than he should have done. Having never truly settled between the sticks, BVB should look for someone else to take on the role. Following their model of buying young talent, the best prospect is Dominik Livakovic of Dinamo Zagreb. The 25-year-old has been a starter in the Croatian top tier since he was 17, and after moving from NK Zagreb to Dinamo, has kept a clean sheet in half of his 158 appearances, including 4 in 5 Europa League matches this campaign. Also Croatia's number 1 goalkeeper, Livakovic has a value on Transfermarkt of €13 million, a fee that would be reasonable considering he's racked up almost 300 games already and could be a starter at the Westfalenstadion for at least the next decade. 8. Atalanta and Musa Barrow. There is a major change on the horizon for Atalanta, as club icon Papu Gomez is on the verge of leaving the Bergamo side after his relationship with boss Gian Piero Gasperini completely broke down. The 32-year-old hasn't started a game since November, not even appearing in the matchday squad for the last month. The Argentine has been one of Atalanta's most influential players, having averaged over 2 shots, 2 key passes and 2 dribbles since moving there in 2014, contributing 108 goals in 6 years. It's clear the replacement needs to be an all-round attacker, and Atalanta might already have the right player on their books. Musa Barrow has averaged 3 shots, 1.8 key passes and 1.5 dribbles whilst on loan at Bologna, contributing 17 goals throughout 2020, but there's a catch. Bologna are set to buy the 22-year-old Gambian at the end of the season for €13 million. Hopefully for Atalanta's sake there is a buyback clause or another way to ensure he's in Bergamo next season, as Barrow could well be the perfect Gomez replacement, being the creative force behind the likes of Luis Muriel and Duvan Zapata. 7. Arsenal and Isco. Despite having paid Mesut Ozil over £6 million since the season kicked off back in September, Arsenal's lack of creativity has them calling out for an attacking midfielder. The Gunners only average 11.4 shots a game, whilst the 1.3 key passes a game made by both Kieran Trippier and Willian was the most in the squad. The big name on the market is Real Madrid's Isco. The feud between him and boss Zinedine Zidane is well publicised, and it's believed that he would be available on loan, meaning Arsenal could get him without any long-term commitment. Now barely a bit part player, the 28-year-old has played less than 400 minutes so far this season. Maybe a change of scenery is all that is required, with the Spaniard averaging around 1.7 key passes a game during his time at the Bernabeu, contributing 69 goals in his first 5 years in Madrid as a regular. Although with the emergence of Smith Rowe, who has 2 key passes a game and assisted 2 goals in 3 appearances, maybe the answer is a lot closer to home. 6. PSG and Pote. The most regular starting midfield for PSG this season has been Idrissa Gueye and Herrera and Marco Verratti, the former two being more defensively minded, whilst 28-year-old Verratti has only topped 2,000 league minutes twice since his arrival in 2012. Les Parisians are crying out for an attack-minded central midfielder, having been linked with both Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen. But a smarter move for Mauricio Pochettino would be to go for Sporting's Pote. Just 22 years old, the former Wolves player was signed from Famalicão in the summer for just €6.5 million, effectively as Bruno Fernandes' replacement, and he's delivered. 11 games into the campaign, and the former Braga youth player has netted 11 goals, none of which have been penalties. In his 18 months of regular first-team football, Pote has averaged 2.3 shots a game, as well as 1.6 key passes, 1.4 dribbles, and 1.7 tackles. A well-rounded midfielder set to see his value sharply rise throughout the course of this season, it'd be a smart investment for the French side to buy him now, and watch him flourish at the highest level as part of Poch's PSG project. 5. Real Madrid and Houssem Aouar. Having been linked with a move away from Lyon for some time now, it seems inevitable that Houssem Aouar's time in France will soon be up. Both Arsenal and Real Madrid were linked with the 22-year-old, with the Gunners ultimately being priced out of a move as they also chased Thomas Partey. But it's Real Madrid that would arguably benefit more from signing the French international, as they attempt to bring the average age of their squad down. And at 13 years younger than Luka Modric, Aouar seems like the perfect prototype to replace the aging Croatian in Zinedine Zidane's starting lineup. This season, Aouar has put up 1.7 key passes and 1.8 dribbles, both edging out the 2018 Ballon d'Or winner with 1.3 and 1.6 respectively. The Lyon man will also provide an extra attacking edge, putting up an impressive 2.5 shots a match from central midfield. There is one small sticking point though, as chairman Jean-Michel Aulas is wanting upwards of €50 million to make a move happen, and that's not including the January transfer premium. Regardless, it'd be a long-term fix at the Bernabeu. 4. AC Milan and Arkadiusz Milik. AC Milan have confounded critics by topping Serie A as we approach the halfway point of the campaign, and the main reason for that is a 39-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who had netted 10 goals in 6 matches before injury put a stop to his scintillating form. The new leading man, Rafael Leao, has netted just twice in Ibra's absence, whilst Frank Kessie and Theo Hernandez are the only others to have scored more than twice for the Rossoneri this season. They need a proven goalscorer, and one is available at the other end of the country, with Arkadiusz Milik yet to play a minute for Napoli this season. In the last 2 campaigns, the 26-year-old has finished as Napoli's top league goalscorer, but his unwillingness to sign a new deal has seen him frozen out of Gennaro Gattuso's squad. Now with just 6 months left on his contract, the Polish international is reportedly available for just €15 million. Even if he only contributes a handful of goals, it could be what Milan need to win their first Scudetto since 2011. 3. Atletico Madrid and Elseid Hysaj. Milik isn't the only Napoli player we're touting with a move away, as Elseid Hysaj also sees his contract expire at the end of the season. The 26-year-old has not shown any intention of signing a new deal, so any top side in need of a fullback should be jumping at the opportunity, especially Atletico Madrid. Kieran Trippier has been an integral part of Diego Simeone's back line, but recently received a 10-week ban for breaching betting regulations, ruling him out until early March. The only senior right-back currently in the squad is Sima Veselko, who since starting the 2018 World Cup final for Croatia was sent on loan to Inter Milan and has missed 70 games through injury. Atleti need a reliable replacement for the Englishman, and Hysaj is just that man. He's regularly put up over 3 tackles and interceptions a game during his career, much like Trippier, as well as contributing the occasional assist. The Albanian can play left back too, having played a third of his 300 plus career games there, also a position Simeone has failed to address. This move almost seems like a no-brainer. 2. Inter Milan and Jose Gaya. Also in need of a fullback are Inter Milan, although they'd rather a long-term investment than a quick fix. Antonio Conte was hired for one reason, to win the Nerazzurri's first title since 2010, and he has built a strong squad. The major flaw in the side though is persevering with a 35-year-old Ashley Young in a left wing-back role. A 35-year-old Alexander Kolarov was never going to be the answer, evidenced by just 9 minutes of football since the beginning of November. They need someone there long term, and there's probably not a better option than Valencia's Jose Gaya. The 25-year-old is more defensively minded than Achraf Hakimi, allowing him more freedom to attack on the opposite flank. Gaya still puts up a key pass and a dribble a game though, not too far off Hakimi, whilst his defensive actions are double the former Real Madrid man. But would Valencia sell their most valuable asset? Well, possibly. Owner Peter Lim has made a habit of selling on the cheap recently. Just look at Dani Parejo and Ferran Torres. However, Lim does love Gaya, so this one may be tricky. It's certainly worth a shot. 1. Liverpool and Dayot Upamecano. The centre-back position was already an issue entering the campaign for Liverpool, as Jurgen Klopp set out on his Premier League title defence. But then Ballon d'Or runner-up Virgil van Dijk suffered an ACL injury during the Merseyside derby in October, followed weeks later by Joe Gomez picking up his own knee injury whilst on England duty, leaving Joel Matip as the only senior centre-back at Klopp's disposal. Academy products Nathaniel Phillips and Reece Williams both filled in alongside him. Since then, Fabinho has deputised at centre-back, and even Jordan Henderson had to cover the role at one point. Klopp needs quality at centre-back, so why not just get a deal for Dayot Upamecano done now? Whilst his €42 million release clause isn't active until the summer, it is widely expected that there will be a lot of competition for the Frenchman's signature. The RB Leipzig man would go for a premium this month, but the club are always open to negotiate away their stars, and at a cost of a little extra to shore up the defence not just now, but for a decade to come, it appears a smart move. So those were our 10 signings that can fix your club this January, but have we missed out anyone else? Please let us know in the comments below, and do you agree or disagree with some of these signings? Let us know down there as well. If you've enjoyed this video, then smash that like button, click on screen for some more Eurofootball Daily content, and as always guys, don't forget to subscribe to Eurofootball Daily.